Well, good morning. Good morning. Um, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Grayscale and Bitcoin Cash. Why I got into it. Um, well, it happened that I had somewhat a large amount of money at one point, and long story short, I had we had a problem in the house. We had an illness in the house, and I had to attend to that. And my mind was just focused on that. And when I had this cash, I had a lot of crypto, and I had a lot of it. It was nice to have that big amount, sort of as not to worry about your finances anymore. And I think it was good that I mean, I lost a good, what would you say, 900% of it. Oops, sorry, Charlie. I lost a good percent of it, and yeah, I just let it go. Little by little, it started coming down, and I didn't do anything. I was just kind of like a deer and staring at the headlights. Anyways, the person passed. That was my mom, and it's been hard, and financially, it's been terrible. Had it not been for my sisters that came through, we would have lost the house. But somehow things came together, and I was very fortunate and very thankful for that. Not many people are able to get out of that problem financially, losing just about everything that I had, and losing the house, my mom's house, basically. It's a financial nightmare, and at my age, I'm like nearing my 70s, and what do I do? Social Security, it's coming up. $1,000 a month doesn't cover. It just doesn't cover it anymore. Anyways, I started looking for better ways. How do I make that big jump? How do I go from? I started listening to Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. Wonderful people to listen to. I don't agree with them 100%. Warren doesn't like Bitcoin, and I kind of like it. I think it's the future. Take it from a guy who thought that the internet was going to be a fad. That's what I thought, that the internet was going to be a fad. This was back in 1995, 98 or so, I think it was. Yeah. Anyways, people will just go back to watching television. Well, okay, I was wrong. And my idea of making a big jump is to get back into crypto. So I started looking at all these, okay, crypto will make it. If it goes up again, it's gonna get me back to where I was financially. I'd be able to pay my sisters back, and probably not sell the house and get something smaller. This place is kind of overwhelming. I don't need this much house. All I have is my little dog and Charlie, and I don't need a big place for now. I want a garage, a big garage, commercial type building, where I can drive my cars in and live with my machines and my tools and my cars and that's my hobby. That's my thing. And I'm a gearhead. What can I say? I wanted to jump, and I wanted to make a huge jump. Time is not on my side. What can I do? The first thing that I saw was IPOs, if you hit the right one, but you gotta know a little bit, and you gotta know some of these companies. Yes, sometimes there's a lot of losers out there. A lot of IPOs, a lot of these companies just go under, or they get delisted, and they don't. Finding that NVIDIA is a lot harder than finding Grayscale. I was searching in the internet for the best vehicle that'll get me there, and I don't want to get into crypto with the exchanges and holding the native crypto, tax wise, and if you hold crypto and the IRS knows about it, it's like, you're waiving, audit me please. If the IRS finds that you have it. Now, there's a lot of ways around it where you can really hide a lot of money. And then again, how do you take it out and spend it? And how do you take it out and buy a house? Huh? This guy's got, they look at the records, and this guy's got no job. He's got nothing, and all of a sudden he's buying all this stuff. Well, if you're a Democrat, you gotta buy. It's like, you have all this cash coming in, like AOC. She's got all this money coming in. She's always complaining about the wealthy, and she's very wealthy now. She's worth over $4 million, and they get a buy. Nobody investigates where she got that money, and nobody. Hillary never went to jail. Bill never went to jail. Osama or Obama or whatever, he never went to jail. And we all know that he was not a citizen. They get a buy. They get a buy somehow. I don't know. Trump was talking about, I don't want to get involved in politics, but Trump was talking about putting in Hillary in jail for a long time. It never happened. It just seems like you get to this level up here of power, nobody wants to touch you. That's terrible. That's bad. That's bad in this country. That's the terrible thing about the corruption that's going on today. Anyways, without getting off the subject, I thought that Grayscale would be, first of all, how I found Grayscale. I'm looking through all these wonderful funds out there that pay high premiums, high interest for holding cash. And lesson was that at one time, my mom had, she was just a clerk for the phone company, and she got, just by saving throughout her 20 years that she worked for the company, she racked up something like $350,000. Of course, once we found that she had that, we had one of those companies hold the money, and before you know it, it just went down to just about nothing. And what I learned was about dividends. She was getting back then she was getting $350 a month or so, or $450 a month, regular dividends and so forth. Had we kept that, not touch it, just leave it, she didn't even need to touch it. Had we kept that, it would be worth a lot more today. The dividends would have risen. She would have been getting a lot more dividends, and we probably would not have had that financial upsets that we went through for the last 5 years. I wanted a vehicle, and I'm looking in the internet. I found Ethan's Invests site, and some of his videos, what is he talking about Grayscale? Because I have seen Litecoin trusts before, GBTC. I was familiar with that. In fact, I own one of them, but I didn't know they had others. And hey, if they're holding native crypto, and I'm looking at the charts, and look at another video. I start going through all his videos, listening. This was about last year, about September or so of last year. I was investigating everything I could. Actually, after my mom died in October, I started investigating ways of, rocketing up, parabolic, which I have seen before when the market went up. And I saw his videos, and I'm looking at these Grayscale trusts, and they're making... It makes sense. It makes sense. The graph seems to be making sense. If I invest in this, gosh, from what was that? $6, I think it was. Back in 2024, from $6. Yeah, I got in when it was like $6. So right, probably around, I would say about October. More. Okay, November of last year, and I'm gonna get in. And almost as soon as I bought it, it started coming down. Like always, you buy something, and then always works out where when I buy, it comes down, or when I sell, it goes up. But anyways, I bought into it at about $6, and then we had a little burst. Right, the highest point was April for LTCN. April was a beautiful month. I got my sister to go in with me a little bit, and I still had a little cash remaining from what I had. I go, I'm going in. I'm dropping it in on this. I'll put in 75% of it. The rest I'll buy stocks, and I had bought some Nvidia and so stuff like that, Amazon, and those that move. We also have had a pretty good market lately, so I know that there's a chance for everything to come down, and you wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, and that's how the stock market is. You gotta wait. And this time around, it went up like 500%. 500%. Some people have, they've made more. Some people bought it when it was high, $43. Okay, they bought when it was $43 instead of $6. Now, if you're buying stocks that way, you're gonna lose. You've lost. It's never gonna go back up that way again. But not these trusts. These can dip. Let's give you an idea. From 115, let's say, from $340 in January 2021, it goes to, on March or April 1 of 2021, it goes down to 115. So half. And then it shoots up again to 369 from 115 within a month and a half or 2 months. And then it goes down to $18. Terrible, terrible. But it can't go back. It could go back up again. It's my opinion. You do what you do with your money. This is just my opinion and what I'm doing. No financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Okay, guys? So, this is a vehicle that can really... imagine it's almost at $400 that it was. And imagine it going to $400. $500. And the way I see it, it could go back to that point. Very likely. We had a little burp right around March, April of this year. And we've seen it how it was going up. It's almost like the amount that I put in was how much I was gaining daily. And that's that boost, that time-wise, you compress a winning, an earning for something that probably other people, it takes them a lifetime to achieve. So like I say, time is not on my side. Had I done this when I was 20 and not done the stupid things that I did with the stock market, left it, leave it, don't touch it. I got into some nasty stocks that eventually ended up in zero. Bad investments. That was before all this. That was back in the 90s. I got involved with Value Jet. It was back then. That was another one that was going up and up and up, and you bought it and it went up. It doubled in a week. It was just beautiful. And then eventually the stock was delisted or it went to zero. Basically zero. I lost a lot of time. When you lose money in the stock market, you lose time that you could have had to grow it slowly. This case is something that I can jump into and shoot up fantastically. And what can I say? No crystal ball, but it's almost October now. October, November, we're probably going to see things. And I have seen my little graphs that I like to go into every so often. And it was up to 33 yesterday. I didn't take a snapshot of it, but it went up as high as 33. And they're doing the crypto is doing something different now. And like I say, you're going to have a pullback from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down to $1 trillion, 60 billion or so, down from $1 trillion, 350 billion or so. It's down, but it doesn't mean that crypto is down. It means that people are taking their money, they're parking it, and they may be saying, okay, the altcoins are cheap as heck right now. We're going to go in there. And that's what happened before. Bitcoin goes up, hey, how about the altcoins? They can go up also, and it didn't. It didn't work for a couple of years. It doesn't mean that just because it went down for a couple of years, we may just be seeing this low of 2022 to 2024 we're probably never going to go back to those prices again. I don't think so. There's a lot of demand for cash. People need cash. People move, societies move with cash. It's just the way it is all over the world. As long as there's a world, there's going to be cash, and cash is what makes things go. Some people are able to preserve and keep and grow cash, to grow economies, to grow, to make basically our excuse me basically to make our living easier. And it's very tough today. I mean, it's been tough. It's always tough, you know. Living is very hard in this world, but we have a chance now with something like this, like the LTCN trust, to propel us fast over a period of a couple of months, perhaps a couple of weeks. What it would have taken a lifetime to achieve had it been if we invest in regular stocks, you know, just go that slow route. Don't invest your rent money. Don't get mortgages. Invest what you have or can. Can it do something weird? Can it do, all of a sudden the government step in and say that crypto is illegal? And you never know. There's always some government agency trying to, some agenda behind them and trying to do things. I don't think so, but what can I say? I hate to be negative, but I like to hear negative things in order to weigh them. If you're just going positive, ooh, we're gonna make a lot of money buying ice cream, ice cream stocks, and if you don't hear the negative side of it, you're not gonna have balance. I think that's why I left Ethan's server. I got pissed off the other day with some of these moderators. They erased my message. Something just asking something simple. Maybe I'll post it later on about Grayscale trusts. And I don't like to be silenced. I'm an old goat, nobody silences me, So I'll make my own videos and then talk about it. I'm not a little kid. I don't like to be, treated like a little kid. So I'm out of that server, and I'm not going back. Good luck to them and Ethan, of course. But I think I know enough that I don't have to be looking at somebody else and for guidance, and but let me know what you think. I'm not looking for views. I'm not looking for money or anything like that. Just making these videos. I'm just making them because I feel or I want time. But I think that this is, people should know how to invest properly. They should know without being bored and these college institutions with all these books and all this stuff that professors that they've never made a dime outside of teaching real hands-on. In fact, I'd like to write a book about this sometime, and I know that this is gonna produce for me. I know it's gonna. I really have faith. It's one of these days. It's just gonna, bam. If it doesn't this time around, you may have something that's going to start creeping up slowly and slowly and slowly. But not you know, 40, 50 years, but maybe through, instead of going up for a month or a couple months, it may just creep up slowly, nice and slow. Let's say over a term of a year. Either way, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting watching your our accounts grow. So if you're in it, good for you. You know, we're in the same boat together, guys. Leave me a message or whatever. I'm not gonna. If you have something negative to say it. I like to hear both sides. I like to say, so I can make up my own mind. Anyways, this video is going too long. My dog is snoring. 30 minutes. Shit. Okay, I'll talk to you guys some other time. Oh my god, what is this?